We are live. God, it feels like it's been a long time. Oh, let's see. How many people are going to get to this game?
He has a document in his possession. We'd like you to go to Munich and get the document. It'll be an act of espionage on foreign soil.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. It has been a hot minute since my last stream. I have a feeling the home game for Harlequins versus Cardiff was my last game. So it's been a while, but it's good to be back. We're just waiting for kickoff now. So might as well go through the teams. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a cracker tonight because it looks like Cardiff have got all their, well, at least a good amount of their players back for this second leg. And I think it's going to be an interesting game. I really think that while I don't see Harlequins losing, I really think that Cardiff are going to push them hard in this match. Their back three is looking pretty deadly, if I'm honest. With Helen Amos, Josh Adams, and Owen Lane. I just heard now in the build-up commentary that sadly, I think it's Helen Amos. Helen Amos is retiring from rugby at the end of the season because he wants to be a doctor, which is quite a loss, I think, for Welsh rugby. But good on him. He knows what he wants to do, and he's lucky he's so talented that he can do two rather impressive jobs. Moving into the centres for Cardiff, another really good pairing: Ray Lilo and Halaholo. Decent pairing, big, very skillful, good offloading abilities. And then the halfback pairing, Williams and Evans, decent 9-10 combination, and that makes up a pretty, I'd say it's a pretty solid backline. I think they're going to be dangerous. Moving into the forwards, the pack is probably where Harlequins will look to assert themselves. So Cardiff line up with Carey at 1, Mayhill 2, and Arhip at 3. Turnbull and Davies in the locking pair. Lewis Hughes at 6, Jenkins at 7, and Ratty at 8. I really rate Ratty. I think he's a good player. So a solid pack, not too bad. But just kind of looking at the what's it called? The Harlequins pack, it's going to be interesting. I think Harlequins should have the upper hand, with Marler, Walker, and Collier in the front row, Simmons and Lamb in the locking pair, and Chisholm, Lauday, and Dombrand in the back in the loose trio. A very good loose trio for Harlequins. These three have been running riot, especially Dombrand. He's quite a star for them, and certainly a future star for England. Moving to the halfback combination, Danny Kerr and Marcus Smith. I mean, what more do I need to say? They're a bit. They have their moments where they're just absolutely brutal. Smith is on form at the moment. Smith is playing, It's weird to say he's playing his best rugby because he's kind of been there for 2 seasons now. He's crazy and he's so good. A very good centre pairing for Quins with Northmore and Marchant. No Esther Hazen starting this weekend, which is interesting after 3 man of the match performances back to back. But Northmore and Marchant, great centre pairing in their own right, with Murley, Liner, and Tyrone Green making up a solid back three. Lewis Liner at some point has to get his shot at for England. He's just too good to leave out. I mean, he's been in just incredible form, and Tyrone Green is no slouch. In fact, I mean, all three of them are very good. And then on the bench, Cardiff have another Mayhill, who is the reserve hooker. So, except I think that's no, they're both Mayhill. With Domikowski at 17, Lewis at 18, Thornton at 19, Boyd at 20, Williams at 21, Priestland at 22, and Thomas at 23. And then Quins have Riley at 16, Garcia Botta at 17, Kerrod at 18, Tizard at 19, looking to make an impact. He's a great player. 20 is Taulani, also very good. Stafford at 21, Edwards at 22, and Jones at 23. So looking at the benches, I would definitely say that Harlequins have a stronger bench in terms of forwards. In terms of backs, I'd say in experience, Cardiff might have the leg up in that one, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm thinking Cardiff will make changes late, unless forced to change early. Whereas I think Quins will look to. Yeah, Kevin says he's looking. It's a tough game to call. Feeling say Quins. I don't see Quins losing. I mean, not that they can't lose. They obviously can. I don't see them losing. But I think it'll be a much, much tighter game than the last time these two met, when Cardiff were just severely depleted and playing, their academy players on debut. And they did fairly well. I mean, the score flattered Quins, and they ran away with it in the second half. But, Cardiff, the young players showed how good they were, especially that fullback, but I can't remember his name. Whitley or something. He was really good. So they're just going through the lineups at the moment. So the players, I think, are coming onto the pitch. My guy, Harlequins will go on. Johan's Rugby World. My Harlequins will go on. I like that. I like that. I used to support Quins before my cousin started playing professional rugby. I was a Quins supporter. And then my cousin went to Saracens because Quins didn't want him. So he went to Saracens, so obviously started supporting Saracens, and now my cousin's moved to Bristol. So now I'm a Bristol supporter. So the players are on. Quins in their away green jersey, which is kind of similar to that old green jersey the Highlanders had a few years ago. I'm honestly so keen to see how these two teams do against each other in this game. I think it's going to be a cracker, especially between the back threes. It's going to be great. Cardiff have had a rough time of it. COVID has rocked their squad. They got screwed when trying to return from South Africa. Considering what's happened to them, they've done well. They've dealt with it decently. So, yep, they've got their first choice team, and I'm really happy they do. I want to, see a good game of rugby. Leicester, I mean, they just lost to Wasps, and Wasps haven't been too hot this season, so we'll see how they bounce back. I don't know this ref. Interesting. Oh, it's not a green kit. It's brown. I'm partially colorblind, so forgive me. Johan, how are you doing? And the kickoff is gone. Marcus Smith kicks it deep, just outside the 22, and it's knocked on in the air by Cardiff. Marchant thinking about a quick line out, not going for it. So that, I've got to start the timer. So that'll be An early, I think they'll go for the scrum. An early scrum to Quins. Well, they had the option. So, what are they going for? No, line out. They're going for line out. So they go to the middle. So they go to the middle to Lamb. Set the maul. To the back. Danny Kerr thinking about taking it and does so. Off the back from Northmore to Smith. Smith goes on a run, breaks straight through the line into the 22 and tackled. Recycled, chipped over the top, straight into the arms of Helen Amos. So he's called a mark. But early intent from Marcus Smith and Quins. Helen Amos kicks very long. I think that's up to halfway. If Tyron Green, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I sadly I don't see that happening. I don't see Tyron Green being called up because I mean, if you have someone like Fussy and you're just never using him, they just don't want to rotate the back three. Off the middle of the line out, and Quins are playing with it. It's gone to ground, but oh no, it's a knock on from the Cardiff fly half, who got kind of stuck in there in the middle of the Quins line. And that, yes, that's Evan. Do you think Esther Hazen's not playing today, Hanley? You like that Marcus Smith? He's phenomenal. Marcus Smith is ridiculously good for how young he is, for how small he is. He's an amazing player. He's on his way to being the best fly off in the world. It's not going to take too much longer, I don't think. It's kind of nice because like England's finally found like a Bowden Barrett kind of player, which is great. Quinn set the scrum. Strong scrum from both teams. Off the back from Don Brandt to Kerr. Kerr switches sides and they go left to Marchant. Marchant to Green. Tackled by Halaholo, I think. So they're inside the Cardiff half. About on the 10-meter line. Yeah, no, that's weird. He was raving about Dupont. That's strange. Kerr off the back to Smith. Smith goes to the line, almost breaks through, but offloads to Northmore. Northmore almost breaks through. Back off Kerr to Smith again. Marchant trying to step his way through, but just gets hit. Kerr to Smith. Off the back to Liner. Liner hits the line and is tackled. Kerr digging the ball out. Off to Marler. Marler with a lovely inside ball to Walker. Penalty advantage to Harlequins here. Smith feeling a little bit confused because he doesn't have many options. So offloads to who's playing 6 for them? Chisholm. This is good from Quins. They are opening up a lot of holes and they got the penalty advantage. Kerr puts a kick through. And the ball rolls out on the 22-meter line. So they'll come back for the penalty. Really, really good and intentional start from Quins here. Really enjoying it so far. Definitely looking to move Cardiff around as much as possible. Smith is playing his offloading game brilliantly. Northmore with the great lines off Smith's shoulder. How many games? I think he's played over 250. I think he's approaching. He might actually have reached 300. I'm not sure, but it's a lot. Like it's a hell of a lot. It is somewhat ridiculous.
Penalty that they were awarded a moment or two ago, pumped it to within 10 meters or so of the try line.
Hanley, you're not wrong. I mean, 3 games on the trot. I mean, it's It's at the point now where if South Africa doesn't pick him, it's just, I mean, fuck. I would consider just changing to England. Like, he's very good. Really scrappy from Quins, but they got the ball back through Care. It's gone to ground, setting the pod of forwards. It goes to Lorde. Danny Care off the back to Chisholm. Sorry, Taulani starting. Okay. Northmore at the back to Smith. Smith kicks over the top to Lewis Liner, and Lewis Liner has an easy step back inside and fall over the line. And Quins hit the lead fairly early. And of course, it's Lewis Liner. Of course it is. Who else would it be? He's scored now, I think, 12 tries in his last 11 games. And it's just like, really? Like, unbelievably good. He has to be in the England squad soon. I support England, but I lived in South Africa for a long time, so don't worry, I got my fair amount of shit for that. But yeah, I'm an England supporter through and through. Only in rugby, though. Could not give a flying shit what happens to the England football team. I love it when they lose. It's hilarious. Across his last 10 in the Premiership. And at this stage, Cardiff yet to make a carry. Oh, 7 minutes in, 5-0 down. Cardiff haven't even made a carry yet. They haven't had the ball. Smith lining up the penalty, the conversion. About 10 meters in on the 22-meter line. Just fades it back in for a great conversion from Smith. Gotta be happy with that. 7-0, 7.5 minutes gone. Harlequins are playing with intent here. It's a really, I mean, so far, obviously Cardiff haven't had the ball at all. So Cardiff kick deep. Don Brandt has taken it outside of the 22. Care setting for not a box kick, just a pass out to Marler. That's true. He did play for Saracens. I forgot about that. And Danny Care launches a box kick for Liner to chase. Ooh. Amos takes it well. Any changes I want to make? What do you mean? Well, Cardiff actually have the ball now, so they're using it through their scum off to Evans. Evans out the back to, I think that's Halaholo. Yep. Ray Lilo on the wing at the moment. Back inside. Turnbull carries well. Evans out the back to, is that Carey? Oh, this is good from Cardiff, but they're scragged. How long do you think they'll keep Eddie Jones for after World Cup? And Quins give away a penalty, and Cardiff decide to take it quickly. The ball's gone loose, but they've got space here. Ray Lilo on the wings. He's carrying well. He's brought it right up to the 5, but it's been stripped as he goes down and cleared by Tyron Green, I think. England going to win the Six Nations this year. I think England's toughest challenge this year will be France. I think France is most likely to win it. And I wouldn't be massively upset if they did. Johan, what do you mean by any changes? What do you mean? I would personally like to see Eddie Jones go after the World Cup. I think he's a good coach, but I also think that he inherited a very good side. and a very young side. So he was always going to have a good team. But he's been far too rigid over too long, and I don't think it's worked. There are certain players who I just didn't understand why they were there. I mean, South Africa have that problem too, but theirs is to do with age, not ability, or rather form. No, it's form as well. It's good though. Okay, so Cardiff have a line out on Harlequin 22. Oh, right, your dream team. Wait, I don't think that message came up.
Retrieve possession. Chance to score tries. All their tries come from line out attack, as do most, but can't rely heavily on having a.
Where's your dream team? I don't think your dream team's there in the chat. Freddie Stewart and Marcus. Yeah, they did. I mean, Freddie Stewart has made one hell of a start to his career. Oh, 12 people. Nice. 12 people for a UK-based game. That's good. I think Cardiff lost that line out. Sorry, I got so caught up. Scrum Quins just outside their 22. But yeah, keep the comments coming in. It's nice to chat to you during the game. Oh, sorry, the clock's a bit ahead here. So out the back of the scrum, Smith's pass not too good to Green, but he recovers well and gets a kick away. Amos is now running it infield. I'm just going to rewind the clock a bit. Cardiff kick over. It's gone into the 22 for Harlequins, but who was that? Northmore was back, and he launches a big kick into Cardiff half, but it stays in field, and they're moving it in further in field. So now with Amos off to Lilo. Good tackle from Marchant. Who scored Harlequin's try? Lewis Liner. Oh, great break there. Sadly, he lost his feet. But Cardiff looking, dangerous here. Ray Lilo and Halaholo linking well. Oh, and there's a great breakthrough from who's that? Owen Lane. Owen Lane breaks the tackle and goes over for the try. Really good strength there. That was good from Cardiff. Really good. Who most likely to replace Eddie Jones? I don't know, actually, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. I wouldn't mind if they went for someone kind of out of the box, like really out the box thinking. I wouldn't mind someone like Pat Lam. I think Steve Borthwick might be in with a shout. Yeah, I think because of how well Leicester are doing, I think he's in with a shout. I hope this year 9 combo will be De Klerk as starter with Kubus Reinach as impact. Yeah, probably. I think Jaden Hendricks is going to have an opportunity. That was really good strength from Lane. France. Yeah, I think France will win the Six Nations. What is VYNF9 or F9? The thing is, I actually quite liked Stuart Lancaster. The only thing I didn't like but what he did was bringing in Sam Burgess. For that World Cup, that was the stupidest decision I've seen in a long time. It was unnecessary. And it caused a few players that should have absolutely played to be left out. Yeah, but I mean, I think as a coach, he was actually quite good. And that, I think, is exactly why Eddie Jones had such an easy start to his career as England head coach, because Stuart Lancaster kind of handled it to him. Oh, so the try scorer immediately then goes and gives away a penalty for not rolling away after hitting Tyrone Green. So Quins have a penalty. Why do you hate Stuart Lancaster?
And a picture like that, he's going to penalise you.
He's the reason England have, some of the top players in the world. Like, I mean, they probably would have played, but Maritoje, Farrell, all of them came in under his tenure. Quins take the line out. They go to the front, set the maul, but immediately break off through Taulani. Off to Northmore. Northmore makes some good yards, but knock on. Do I watch English cricket? I haven't in a long time, and I also know that English cricket right now is fucking awful. Martin Johnson was a god-awful coach. One of the best players to ever play for England, but fucking hell, he was a bad coach. He also had the unfortunate time of like just awful England players. Like, he did not have a great group to pick from, but no, he wasn't a great coach. Is Ford going to be back in England's squad? I hope so. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would certainly like to have Ford on the bench rather than Farrell. I think for now, it would be a good shout to either make Laws or Itoje captain, and then have Smith at 10, Ford on the bench. Then you just don't need Farrell. Smith and Ford are both good kickers. Just don't need Farrell. And, you do have Farrell as a 12, but if everyone's fit, you don't need him. Jones worked with Lancaster's players. I admit the difference between the two was that Jones made England win. Oh, I do remember that. I do remember the 2015 World Cup, but don't forget at the same, like, this is exactly what I mentioned, is that the whole Sam Burgess thing was an issue. Those players had a lot less experience. And also it was a severely difficult pool. It was the pool of death. And we just made a few bad decisions. This is really good attack here from Cardiff. Cardiff have made a great break through Ray Lilo. Ray Lilo offloads to Adams. Adams is tackled just before the line. Cardiff are doing a lot of good attacking here against Quins. Quins are looking a bit shocked. Out the back to Evans. Evans also tries a cross kick. Lane forces the ball to ground, but it goes out, and it'll be probably it might be actually be a penalty. Or yeah, penalty. So penalty on the 5 meter for Cardiff. Oh God, no, I can't. I don't watch football, but I know I've read that the AFCON referees are just diabolical. I think the 2015 World Cup is more remembered for the fact that we went out in the pool stage, but I also understand why we did. Like, we went out because against Wales we choked, but then also we went for the win rather than the draw. Not so phased about that. Like, we should have gone for the draw, but it shows guts. And Cardiff power their way over for another try. Quins are looking a bit shocked here. The loss against Australia was fucking awful. Even though Michael Hooper should have been red carded, he got away with a direct shoulder charge in a ruck to Mike Brown's head, and it was blatant in front of the referee. But England played like shit, so I mean, they deserve to lose anyway. What about the coach? Whoa, you mean, what's his name? Why can't I? Clive Woodward. No, I wouldn't bring him back. I think I think he's too vocal on social media at the moment, especially with Rassie Erasmus. And Cardiff popped the 2 points over as well. Wait a minute. I didn't add their first tries conversion. Cardiff pop over the conversion, and it's 2 tries to 1. Cardiff are really really schooling Harlequins now that they've got the ball.
Let's bring in Di Young, who's the director of rugby for Cardiff Rugby. Di, we spoke in the week, and you mentioned how you wanted to keep the tempo.
I don't know, because he wasn't great against Australia and the Box, but then he went and beat the All Blacks. So like, it's a very weird one. It's a very strange one. Cardiff clear their lines, and the ball goes just inside Quinn's 22. Green picks up, passes to Smith. Looks like Smith will launch a bomb for Green to chase. Green takes it well. Really good catch from Green there. It's playing the ball on the ground. Who is a better coach? Clive Woodward, purely because the team had BMT. Every tough spot they got into, they won the game. So yeah, Clive Woodward. But also different time, different. I mean, rugby has changed a lot. Rules have changed. You know, back then things weren't so monitored. But yeah, no, Clive Woodward. So Quins have cleared now, deep into Cardiff 22 off the back of that penalty. And I think Quins really need to score here. They need to hit back. I don't want Eddie Jones to stay, to be honest. I think we need a new coach. Quins will go to the back and set a maul. There's a strong possibility. Yeah, and there's the penalty. I knew it. I knew there'd be a penalty advantage. Kerr tries a little chip just for fun. And doesn't happen, so they'll come back for the penalty. I wouldn't say a scrum's a good idea. I'd say go for another line out and go for another maul. Yeah, I think they had to bring that down because that maul was moving. Clive Woodward gets too much shine. Yes, he made England win the World Cup, but Messi up with the 2005 line series. Yes, but I mean, that's including other players from Wales, Ireland, Scotland. It's a lot harder than taking a single country and like England and just beating absolutely everyone by fair amounts. Like that England team was incredibly good. Every single player was a star player. And Cardiff, the scrum for Harlequins was moving forwards, and Williams just picked the ball up from under the 8's feet, and penalty was already given. So another penalty to Quins for a collapsing scrum. Cardiff will want to be careful here. I don't want to give away a yellow while they're in the lead. Or, well, you don't want to give a yellow at any point, but... Is my stream a bit slow? I feel like it's a bit slow. Harlequins have got a really good attacking platform off this scrum. Really good. I keep forgetting Tyrone Green is a Safa. Quins have got the ball at the back with Dombrandt. Dombrandt off the back to Kerr. Kerr darts. Gets hit. And he might have lost the ball here. Yeah, and he has. Holding on. Penalty given. And I think it's Reece Carey. England team was great. From 2000 to 2003. Yeah, no, they really were. I mean, that back line. Well, the forwards too, but that back line. Oh, my God. Flipping just every single player, a star player, every single one of them. I mean, what was the nine's name? For the life of me, I can't remember his name. I can picture him clearly, but anyway, Cardiff have cleared. They take a quick line out off the front. Williams had to it was shoveled on and went to floor, so Williams had to scramble. So they've lost a bit of ground through it, but they've recovered. Out the back from Williams to... Didn't see. Williams recycling again. Off to Carey. Dawson. Just Dawson. Yeah, you're right. Dawson, Wilkinson, I mean, Cohen and probably Lucy at the wings. Cardiff launch a bomb. Murley deals with it well. Jason Robinson, yeah, I was getting that. Jason Robinson usually at 15 or at wing. Sometimes played centre. Just those feet, though. Oh, my God. Smith launches a bomb this time. Liner makes the tackle on Amos, but they've given the ball back to Cardiff, and I just don't think that was wise. Will Greenwood and Jason Robinson. And then you get Tyndall at 12 when he was actually good. Cardiff playing quickly, and they are really looking to attack this Harlequins team. But yeah, Lucy was one of my favorite players, to be honest. Josh Lucy. God, he was good. Yes, I mean, his win rate is good. It's very good. But, God, they lack BMT. Oh, my God, they choke at every tough game. Well, not tough game, but every... It's kind of like they'll win a very, very hard game, and the next game they will just be the flattest team in the world, like useless. And it's just so frustrating. Like, you know, from that New Zealand game into the South African game, I was worried it was going to happen, and I don't blame them for it happening, because they gave their all in that New Zealand game, and for them it was a final. But yeah, they were just South Africa completely dominated them. They looked tired, and probably were. Whereas South Africa had they made it difficult for themselves getting to the final. That scrappy win against Wales. Yeah. Yeah, no, he was, like I said earlier, what a player, but not a good coach at all. It was a failed experiment. I think Quins have the ball Quins have a scrum just inside their own half. Oh, excuse me. Okay, now this game feels like it's dragging. Yeah, England did do you a favour beating. Oh, and Williams makes a good break and swings it out to... Who is that? Amos. I'm sorry, Lane. Lane gets tackled but puts it back in. But Green picks it up, puts it outside to Lauday, who chips it through, because why not? Oh, Evans is throwing it. He's lucky there. Oh, no. There's a lot of forwards kicking here. Oh, this has worked out really well, that bounce of the ball for Cardiff. And Quins are looking at all sorts. Cardiff recycle through Carey. Carey again. Oh, he's put it straight into Danny Care's hands, but it's a penalty. Penalty to Cardiff. Yeah, but they had a much easier pool. Like, they had a very easy pool in 2011 because of 2007. Yeah, well, yeah, I'd say they probably would have, just because they are very good at doing back-to-back big games where England clearly aren't. But I mean, I think it would have been very close.
The scrum cap is pulled so far down over his eyes, you can't see anything. But nevertheless, the kick had the desired effect. Looking dangerous, and I have to say, you go from a
Defending Lancaster too much.
They'll be looking at the way they presumably looking for a little bit more.
Thing is, I will never jump on a coach's back when they have to basically build a team from scratch and they don't do well. I mean, that's what Jake White did. And then he went and won the World Cup with him. I mean, it didn't happen for England because BMT, but
Oh dear. That's got to go down as a bad miss.
We spoke about this at the start of the show about Jan Edmonds being the best attacker in Welsh Rugby at 10, but that's 30% of the
oh
game.
shit, I forgot to start the clock. Ugh.
The other 30%.
Not paying attention because I'm chatting to you guys too much.
He needs to nail those kicks.
Only his second start.
He's missed the penalty and Quins have now just taken the restart. Cardiff through, I think, Lane, launch a bomb. Oh, launch the kick into the 22. Green does really well to keep it in. Mike Catt, amazing player, played too long. He's doing well as a attack coach. Yeah, I did support England in the World Cup final. It was depressing. Yeah, Catt was South African. I know that. God knows how many. Oh, and Cardiff try the chip over. Oh, and it's just an unfortunate bounce, and Kerr has knocked the ball on. So Cardiff get the ball back again, but no way. I think it's been converted to a penalty.
Quinn's really trying to get off the line quick, but the way to combat that is by putting a kick through. Okay, the kick was near enough perfect. Al Holler does really well to get in front of Joe Marchant. Just doesn't quite.
Oh, actually, I think the penalty might have been reversed.
Forces Danny Kerr into a mistake.
So, penalty reversed because Williams was in front of the kicker, number 9. And Danny Kerr now becomes the player with the most European Cup matches with 51. I mean, it was. Look, I mean, South Africa played very, very well. 100% deserved it. Yeah, and it was a great final for them, but it was. It was really just flat and boring for an England team. They didn't do anything. As soon as Sinclair got injured, I was like, well, we're fucked. Quinn's go to the front, lobbed out by Kerr to Smith. They're playing the ball quickly here. Marchant goes straight through a gap. He probably should have taken that on, but Murley is tackled out. I don't know why Marchant passed that. He should have backed himself. But good defending from Lane. Yeah, Marchant went straight through that gap. Why don't you back yourself, mate? Do I support the Box when they don't play against England? Depends who they play against. I have a very much a huge love-hate relationship with the Box at the moment because, well, not at the moment, but kind of always because of experiences at high school. Obviously everyone at my high school supported the Box and just absolute arseholes. And it just made me dislike the Box. Even though I do actually quite like them. It just makes them hard to support. So I'd say I'm closer to neutral. I love it when Sharks players do well because Sharks is my team. Quins take the clearance kick and run it back. Dombrandt. He's been quiet this game because Cardiff have been really decent. Marlowe takes it up to the line. Kerr recycles to Smith. Smith tries to stab it through, and it's a ricochet. And Cardiff have got it back, but then are bundled into touch. And I forgot. This stop-starting of the clock is pissing me off. Pissing. It's like Malfoy from Harry Potter. Potter. There we go. Nope. And again, the clock is off. Marchant botched that try. He definitely should have gone to the line with it. That's a bummer.
The whole line was up for March, and you just feel that he could have gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably gives it
That's what I was saying.
It wasn't the greatest pass. End up checking Murley. And Cardiff were able to sniff out and defend it.
I'll tell you what, Owen Lane did so well coming back. And he's having a very influential...
That wouldn't be a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. My issue with the box is they are valuing, 2 years from a World Cup, they're valuing winning autumn internationals over massing experience for new players. So, in my opinion, really, so, in my opinion, Villy Leroux should have been dropped. As much as I love Francois Steyn, he shouldn't be there. Yeah, it was made in England. Francois Steyn, I love him, but it's that it makes no sense that he's there. Fussy should have multiple caps by now. Murley was almost through and then knocks on. So it'll be a Cardiff scrum on about halfway. Fussy needs more game time. I would have liked to have seen two of the forwards Dupree brothers back in the squad, but sadly I don't think that's ever going to happen for them again. But I would like to see them get back into the Sharks team. I'd love them to come back to the Sharks. That'd be lovely. Yeah. I just think that they, South Africa wasted opportunities to get players experience. And I think it has. Oh, and Cardiff completely get dominated by Harlequins in that scrum, and it's a penalty to Quins. If I was them, I'd go for the points here. I don't like Eddie Jones. Look, he's done some great things with England rugby, but as a person and certain things he does, I don't like him. I certainly don't love him. And the amazing players and talent we do have right now is because of Lancaster. So yes, I do like him. I do like Lancaster. He had a very difficult, it was a very difficult ask what he had to come in and do, and I think he did it fairly well. I'm not saying he's the best coach in the world. I'm not saying he's a fantastic coach. I just said he wasn't bad. This is good from Quins, except they knock it on again. And Cardiff will have an opportunity to try and run it out of their 22 through Halaholo. Sorry, not Halaholo. That was a Ray Lilo. The counter ruck is really good from Quins. And they've turned it over. And they've got the advantage. Yeah, it's not a bad move. I would say it's not a bad move. Yeah. Oh God, Quins are playing badly now, but they knock it on, but they'll come back for the penalty. I seriously think Quins should take this 3 points. Give some respect to Cardiff. Take the points. Yeah. Gregor Townsend will be an interesting one for South Africa to take. And they are going to take the points. Smith is lining up the kick. Good. Is he? Take the kick. Good. Oh, no. They're going for the touch. So they are going to try and get the try. They need this. Quins have been meh most of this half. Harlequins head coach Tabai Matson. And then Adam Jones on the side with the woolly mammoth hair. I think France should win the World Cup the next World Cup. Unless they choke, I think they've got everything they need for it. Quins go to the middle, set the maul, and this it has to be a try. They're so close. They're 2 meters out. Cardiff have stopped the maul. Quins are going to have to use it. And Cardiff have turned it over. How the hell have they done that? France? Yeah. Have you seen the French team and how they're playing? Do you think Ben Cohen was underrated? Ben Cohen was insane. God, he was good. And he was huge. He was so big. He was like our counter to Jonah Lomu. God, he was big. That'd be hilarious. I mean, look, the Wallabies do have talent. Of course they do. I would say that South Africa played very badly in those games. Yeah. So. I mean, South Africa always turn up. The Quins have got another rolling maul going and an advantage. And there's the penalty. I think if Cardiff keep giving penalties away during mauls, there could be a card coming soon. I'd be very interested to see France play South Africa now. I think it would be potentially disastrous for South Africa if France played well. Yeah, France have definitely been a different side in recent years, especially the last 2 years. But then, I mean, how can they not be? They've essentially got the first and second best players in the world with Dupont and Ntamack. Yeah, no, Argentina are not going to win. Although I see Pablo Matera has gone to the Crusaders, which will be interesting for the coming Super Rugby season. I mean, if they get to the final, that'll be great. Quins have given away oh no, here we go. Quins have won a penalty. Wait, have they? Okay, so it's an British a lot of steel back. Yeah. So it's another penalty for Quins, and I think that's a solid warning for Cardiff now. Too many penalties, same kind of instance near the try line, and I think one more. That's gonna be a card, which would be quite sad because they've defended so well. So Quins will now use their scrum, and I imagine they'll look to walk this Cardiff pack back, win a penalty, and get a yellow card. And it'll be a sad end to the half because it might also give them a penalty try and level things. Yeah. Think Springboks can. Are you saying you think they can, or are you asking me?
Huge moment, isn't it? Bang on 40 minutes. It's a right royal mess at the moment. Clock in the red.
Night, Rivaldo.
Quins have got to strike now. Absolutely have to strike now. This needs to be as powerful a scrummage as the last one was.
So the next stoppage of play is half time, and I might actually grab a drink. I might have a G&T. Why not? Why not? Hot. I wouldn't be surprised if they can't walk this scrum over if Don Brandt breaks off the back. I wouldn't be surprised. Don Brandt is pretty fucking unstoppable at this point. And there it is. Cardiff goes straight to ground. Sharp blow, the whistle. I don't know if it's going to be a card.
not being re-engaged and not moving forward. This is not acceptable. We clearly have to change it, right? So just be square.
Nope, no card.
Time is on. Scrum.
The initial response from Kirby Myhill was positively gallic.
Calls are slower.
One more shift, Kirby. One more shift.
If England meets Springboks again in the final, I think at the moment England are better equipped now to play the Springboks because they've got Freddie Stewart and an actually interesting fly half. Hence why we actually, not why we won, but why we played so much better against you guys. It's another penalty advantage. Don Brandt breaks off the back. It's a good tackle though. But I just can't see there not being a yellow card here. Smith to Green. Green steps back inside. He's jinked one tackle. He's inside their 5 meter. Care offloads. Another penalty. Smith off the back. Oh, he just doesn't get the pass away before he's tackled. Ball's not coming out. And here comes a yellow card for Cardiff. And I don't know who's going off. It's one of the props.
So
Dimitri Aheb.
for the scrum penalty.
So he's off.
Third infringement
I
for
think you could have taken your pick
under
on
pressure.
scrum penalties then. Whether it was Carey, who was in a world of trouble on this side of the scrum.
Time off.
Hasn't made a difference to the Wallabies.
Yeah, choices.
Debatable. I think bringing back Quade Cooper was probably one of the most intelligent things I've seen of an Aussie coach in any recent history. Because let's be honest, he's the only reason they actually won any games. They lost, I think, all their games when they didn't play with him. And I mean, he's in crazy form, and his kicking is now unbelievable. Let's see, what will Quins do with this?
Surely is the sensible choice.
Yeah, it is. You probably wouldn't have had that. You probably would have taken our lane off at the scrum being in the half. Way line you would have taken off at the back row. But because it's such a key moment in the game now.
England a well-settled team. I hope so. I hope they're not too rejigged now, because Jones might go, oh, you know what, fuck it, let's just do something else. Because everyone's kind of new now, he's okay with doing that. But yeah, no, I think to win the next World Cup, England have to have Smith and Ford as their 2 fly halves, with Furbank as a fullback fly half option. Because it wasn't particularly him. Do you think Tom Curry will be next? No, I don't think Curry will be the next captain. Another penalty advantage at the scrum for Quins. It's a bad pass, but Smith has it, and he chips over. Oh, it went backwards. Tyron Green scoops up and crashes over. That's definitely a try. So Quins score just before halftime. I don't think Tom Curry will be captain. I don't see why. He should be. I wouldn't say he's not as much of a leader as, say, Marrow, or I like Courtney Laws as captain. I really do, because he's a presence. He's not majorly loud. I mean, Jan, he's been doing that since he started. Like he's been doing that since like he was coaching Japan, when he started coaching them, and he was just like, no, I'm sick of this. It's okay if we lose mentality. That is just Eddie Jones. He's like that.
Absolutely at everybody's feet, and he needed to just make sure that it went backwards, knowing that Green was there in support.
Get into Australia.
Sometimes you do have to say that, to be fair, but like he says it to everyone. Smith lining up the kick. Will he level the scores at halftime?
Some 7 or 8 meters in from touch.
No, he skates it to the right. So it'll go 14-12 at halftime. A really strange first half. Quins with all the possession in the first, 9 minutes? And scoring the try early. And then it's been almost all Cardiff since then, except for this last little bit at the end. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting second half. Let's see what happens. I will just drop down off the camera for now because I'm going to run and make some tea. Or actually, no, I'm going to get a gin tonic first. And I will see you for the second half. Bye for now. Give me a second.
Harlequins were good here. That they knew
All right, and we are goddamn back. The Quins players are on.
Yep, plenty to be decided across the next 40 minutes. Cast your mind back a month or so, and the second half developed very much in Harlequins' favour, but an altogether different cast list for Cardiff that day. Remember, they will start the second period, a man down. Dimitri hit in the bin.
That is a great quote. I'm definitely going to throw that.
From the bench late on, and that scrum.
I love it. That's great. Thick boy. Love it.
It's just now for Cardiff, just weathering that storm for 10 minutes. You're just trying to cope with 14 men.
All right, so the players are back on the pitch. I can unplug my laptop now.
They have a chance of winning this.
Quins are receiving from Cardiff.
Cardiff have been terrier-like. They've taken their opportunities
Into the 22.
Really dynamic on the counter.
Danny Kerr shaping the box kick for the clearance. And does so. Lane. Amos takes it and then launches a kick up. It's knocked on by Lane and it's a knock-on advantage. Smith, little dink over the top. Marchant's on it. Marchant has it and he's broken through the whole line. Run it. And he's got a great pass out the back to Danny Kerr, who slides in for a very quick try.
Seemingly no options available. A cluttered midfield, blue shirts everywhere.
And and Marchant is very good at that.
That is it. The decision making and dexterity of Joe Marchant to get the ball out of the back of the hand is excellent. But I've got to say, they've scored 3 tries, all born off Marcus Smith's foot decision making and vision. The execution hasn't
What
been
a
there
try.
for the first half. But the opening 1 minute 25
Let's see if Quins can actually keep it going. Because, I mean, they scored very early in the first half and then kind of died out. So hopefully they don't do that again. But that was just brilliant. Oh, they're checking the pass, I imagine, from Marchant to Kerr. I thought it looked a little bit suspect.
Number 9 is not in front of the kicker.
Oh.
Number 10 kicker. Okay, can we have a look?
Okay, on-field decision, try, checking for potential offside.
Ewan McKenzie, I can't remember how far back he was.
Offside line here. Smith with a little chip over the defence. Marchant looked to have been onside when
Marchant's put him onside.
Always in support here.
Yeah, Marchant's put him onside.
Was that? I suppose the only question is, was that forwards?
Number 9 is offside.
But Marchant's put him onside.
When the kick is given by Marcus Smith.
The kick is in the 22.
Is 25. Is 30 meters from the goal line.
Okay.
But doesn't Marchant put him onside when he touches it? No, you're right. It's because he kept running forwards. No, yeah, no try. Oh, Christ.
He's been reeled in by the TMO.
Yeah, that is the issue when you are a scrum half and the kick is given.
I wanted to have a look. Number 9 is in front of the kicker. Okay. When number 10 kicks, number 9 is in front. The ref there will be no try, and we come back to the penalty because the ruck is formed and your player is coming on the spot.
Oh, it's sad because God, it was a good try.
He's always offside and he's moving forward.
Okay. Gets an advantage.
Ruck, one man ruck. So, offside line. Thank you.
No, they didn't call the TMO. The TMO, I think, got in touch with him. The TMO pinged him, which I don't have a problem with. Way in front. Yeah, no, fair.
He's absolutely gained an advantage by being ahead of the ball. Like
It's a pain because if Marchand had just gone left, it wouldn't have even been called.
Break without a kick, he's fine. But because the kick is given, he's in an offside position and keeps moving forward.
They get so used to running on cheat lines, don't they? And with
It's a
good
pain.
reason, but that is a bit of a
But
hammer
it
blow
did
for
it.
Tabby
But
Madsen,
it does show what they can do.
just when they thought the tables were turning. But I think Cardiff will be all too aware of the capacity to conjure rabbits from hats.
So instead, Cardiff had kicked. Quins have got the line up, gone to the middle, set the maul. It's been stopped pretty well at the moment by Cardiff, although it is inching forwards. And Danny Kerr takes off the back and launches it into the air. And I think it's straight out on the full.
The errors compounded, small as they might be, the margins tight, but Quins back inside their own half.
If he just passed left instead of right, it wouldn't have mattered and they would have scored. It's a pain.
His brother Torrin, by the way, lying on the bench tonight. He's the younger brother playing for Carmarthen Quins. They are very short in the hooker department. Some 4 players missing. So Torrin Myhill drafted in for this one.
Cardiff go to the middle, set their own maul. And it's moving forwards.
Making good progress with the drive.
Still moving forwards. Really good maul here from Cardiff. Still going. Williams breaks off and passes. Halahola steps in, wades through traffic, but brought down. Williams again out to the lock, out to Evans. Evans attacks the line, but it's brought down. Cardiff looking decent here.
Too many numbers to that shorter side. Carried up by Lewis Hughes. Turnbull.
And really, Cardiff have done very well during this time with the yellow card. They passed it out wide to Mayhill on the wing. Smith brings him down. Smith really is a complete player. He can do everything. Oh, Quins are in trouble here. Oh, no. And Amos has knocked it on. Oh, they had numbers over.
He's made such a big defensive error there. If you want to run out for the ball, provides this opportunity. I mean, it's on the inside shoulder for Amos, but it's a cast iron.
That's a shame.
One, isn't it, Shanks?
That's a super easy ball to take. Just lack of concentration there. Completely lost his concentration. I suppose that's the only 2 things sometimes with Hallam Amos. He does some incredible things, but just basic.
Seems like he needs an energy drink. Oh my god. I had a sugar-free, like, big Red Bull today, just because I was at work. I literally got up at 4:30 in the morning to get to work at 6 a.m. and I was there until 6 in the evening. So at about 1:30, I had a big Red Bull, and it felt like my eyes were swimming, and I was like, "Oh, it was awful. I'm not doing that again." And Quins get the penalty at the scrum. At least it was a sugar-free Red Bull, but didn't feel good at all. Spending 12 hours at the gym is difficult. I work at a gym, by the way.
Just let off the, you can see the reaction there from Di.
And I bet you're all wondering why I'm drinking a gin and tonic, because when I work at a gym. Quins need to take the penalty. Just get in front. They've gone for the line out. I think it's on Cardiff's 10-meter line. Oh, it's not a great ball down. Oh god, they are playing awfully. Stick to a cup of tea. I mean, I'm having one after this. After the game, I'm gonna chill for a bit. Watch some, probably Friends. I might watch some Friends. Tea. Yeah, because I got a busy day tomorrow. And then a very early start on Sunday morning. So, Danny Care recycles. Collier. Care recycles again. Smith puts an inside ball to Lauday. Smith offers toes to Don Brandt. Don Brandt out wide to Northmore, who gets a run into the to score. But I think they'll check the pass. I think they might check the pass. Oh no, it's a try. Oh my God, Marcus Smith is too good. It's Marcus with a C, by the way. It's just incredible. Yeah, no, Marcus Smith is just unreal. He has every single thing he needs to be the best 10 in the world.
9 and 10 for Cardiff in the first half, Ugo, but look at the separation here.
Can you imagine?
Reece Carey cannot get across.
Can you imagine? This is a fantasy team I'd like to see. Aaron Smith at 9, Marcus Smith at 10, 12. I'd want
to Cardiff being meted out by
Nonu when Nonu was playing 12. 13. I'd like to see Geordie Barrett. Geordie Barrett or Rico Ioane. Bowden Barrett at 15, and then wings I'd want to be
and an excellent conversion, which means that
Radwan. I'd like Radwan to be on one wing because he's just, I think he's actually the fastest rugby player in the world. He's unbelievably quick. And I think he got the kick, which he did. So Quins now hit a 5-point lead. Who would I put the other wing?
5 meters, just not quick enough, but that man is.
I actually do. I personally do. I think he's got a smaller error range. I think he makes mistakes less than Finn Russell does. I think I don't remember when Ewan McKenzie was coach for them. I honestly can't remember. So Cardiff have the ball on halfway.
Restored to 15 men now with
Cardiff have got their man back, so they are back to 15.
Will stay off, meaning Dylan Lewis is now a tactical substitution. Jared
Evans out the back to Halaholo.
5-meter channel with Lilo.
Robbie Dean's a good coach. No. From what I can remember, no.
Flying away at speed. Jared Evans again.
Oh, this is good from Cardiff. Why didn't Eddie pick Marcus early for? I'm glad he didn't. To be fair, he could have. I think it was the right time to bring him in when he did. And Cardiff with the penalty for an offside, and Quins are being marched back 10. Ewan McKenzie was their coach from 2013 to 2014. Ooh, oh my God! Like. The years always kind of meld into one. I just don't even remember. Like the furthest back I think I can really remember is Robbie Dean's.
The best thing about it is how he's
no, not even that. Lol. No, Michael Checker. Was Robbie Deans before Michael Checker? Or was that McKenzie? I don't remember. I just know we were beating them. Quins are looking to make some changes here. So number 23 and number 20. Let me just figure out who they are. And also some changes from Cardiff as well.
Corey Domachowski on in his place. So 2 new props on the pitch.
What has England's worst team been? The one under Martin Johnson. Particularly when Shane Garrity was playing fly half, because Christ have I never ever seen someone who deserves an England shirt less. Oh my God. Fuck, he was awful. Oh, my hill broken off, and Cardiff look like they might, they're going to have a good score. Yeah, under Martin Johnson, it was awful. Shontaine Happe at fucking centre. Awful. So, who's come on? White and Jones have come on.
Be careful not to pre-lapse. That is a penalty. That's the law which is this season.
He was a teacher prior to being a coach. I think he had he was a very good under 18 and then school coach as well. I don't know. I actually can't remember. I just know he was a teacher. Deans was before McKenzie. Okay, so I remember Deans slightly, but I don't remember McKenzie. Cardiff still on the attack. And they've got a penalty advantage for offside. They are very close to Cardiff, to Quinn's lines here. And they'll come back for the penalty because of obstruction.
Sharpen up on the offside line, Monsieur Trainini, not quite so much on the latching situation.
Martin Johnson's team was awful. Absolutely awful. Will Cardiff score from this? I imagine they will. But let's see. It's definitely held up. But there's an advantage. Cardiff have got... Oh, and there could be a card here. Shrill blast of the whistle. Oh, Don Brandt. And Don Brandt has been given a yellow card. This is bad for Quins.
You wouldn't claim that was a vast majority of penalties backed up against them, Tom, in that situation.
No, you wouldn't.
Quite quick to the card.
Not like what Cardiff actually enjoyed.
Yeah, I've got to admit, comparative with how many penalties Cardiff were allowed, I'd say that's not fair. That's not equal. Right, I don't agree with that. I mean, yes, in any normal state, yeah, 100% yellow card. But because of how many Cardiff were allowed,
maybe he's just seen that as just deliberately cynical, overtly preventing Cardiff from playing a ball so close to the try line. I mean,
yeah, look,
you can argue it's a yellow.
Yeah, he's probably sealed it off. But normally you get yellow cards after continuous amount of penalties and infringement.
Best England team 2003. Yes. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Alex Don Brandt, very influential figure off the field for the next 10.
Yeah. I miss Johnny Wilkinson playing. I miss watching him play, to be honest.
Receiving a little bit of treatment. Interesting little back row situation with Harlequins this week. Hugo, in the absence of Jack Cunningham, of course, who was injured last week and will be out for several months, we understand. No Will Evans, as we know. We hope to see him in the coming weeks. But those two very much out-and-out jackalers. And Lord,
no, I wouldn't say obviously, because there are quite a few players in past few years and in the current squad that definitely would challenge that team for a place. Brian Ashton, no, he was not great. He wasn't great either. Better than Johnson. No, sorry, that was Graham Roundtree. Was Graham Roundtree head coach? I can't even remember anymore. No, Graham Roundtree was assistant coach to Lancaster with Farrell.
It's the gun shield.
Take my strong hand. Take my strong hand, child.
That's such a relief, I can't tell you. As we're getting closer and closer to it, I was like, this is really grotesque.
Should be on James Bond.
Here we go then.
All right, Cardiff. Will they be able to score?
And they're driving through Ratty already with one try to his name.
Brian Ashton was England coach in 2007.
Lewis. Once again, Seth Davis is pre-latched.
They're getting closer. Cardiff are getting close to that line. They might try and go for just straight for the touchpad. They try the pole pad, which I do not agree with as a rule. And they're over. Who scored that?
The tries are ordered. Cardiff have what they came for, and it's the replacement tight head.
Placement tight head.
Third try of the night.
You need an element of composure. You need to execute basic skills.
And that's it. They've scored a try, so they're now level, but they will absolutely get this kick because it's under the poles. Dylan Lewis. Dylan Lewis scores the try for Cardiff. Cardiff will go ahead again.
James Ratty has a carry. Then it's just about patience. And you've got Marcus Smith there. That's exactly what you want.
Big 10 minutes coming up for Dunbrandt's. A huge loss. Cardiff, yeah. I think it's going to be a very tough last 28 minutes for Quins here. They have to manage this in 8.5 minutes very well.
I like their option taken, trying to keep that pace in the game. They veered away from that set piece where they've struggled, gone through the phases, identified stronger players, and smaller ones. They've taken the lead again.
Yeah. The seesaw continues.
I think in certain ways, yes. Many ways, no. But I just prefer him. Okay, I prefer him as a person. I prefer him much more as a person.
Looks like he might have been turned by Quins, but
Cardiff have taken the ball just outside their 22. Ooh, Marler's been penalised for... Oh.
Need a little look at that. It does go high.
This could be problematic.
I just warn you and for you assembly in that situation. Okay, the player is changing his.
I mean,
So that could be a red card.
No big in front, but he's after players
there's been a warning for Danny Kerr, who's now the acting captain. That trailing arm is a dangerous business for Joe Marler. You've got to be so careful.
he's lucky. I mean, by rules, yes, lucky, but I mean, it's not so his fault.
And he knew straight away because he's apologized. He's still apologizing now. That doesn't look good to me.
Yeah, he's lucky to get away with that, Marler. He knew the
He was
moment he
lucky.
broke off.
Marler's very lucky there.
With 14 men, they can only afford to lose.
So, Cardiff go to the middle.
Marler remains. Williams.
All right, Cardiff have got a good attack going here. Amos chips it through to the back.
Cheeky little kick, Tyrone Green.
Tyrone Green has not dealt with it well. And this could be a try for Lane. Sorry, not Lane. Is that Lane? That is Lane. This could be a try here for Lane. Whoa, this is bad for Quins. Yeah, I don't think it's changed. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, does he get the ball first? He's offside. Hang on.
So Lane actually, it's on the inside, isn't it? Not on the outside. Josh Adams is on the outside.
That's right, yeah.
He's in front of the kicker there and he doesn't stop. It's the same as Danny Kerr, even though it's a lot smaller. It's a lot less, but he's still in front and he does not stop.
As the ball is dropped onto the boot. What about the point of contact?
No, he's in front.
That's the point of contact.
Just in front.
Marginally in front, doesn't he?
He's in front. Well picked out there. We didn't see it up here. We're looking at Josh Adams on the left-hand side.
pushing the player not.
Unbelievable finish.
Oh, and oh,
Before that, he was pushing the player.
and he scored. I mean, that's a great finish, but no,
Players just coming out of line.
that's not going to be a try. It certainly shouldn't be a try.
Yes. And that creates a little bit of a dog leg.
In the background.
That's the angle's not
Out
going
in
to show.
front. Is pushed by the player, and the grounding is right.
And the grounding is okay. The player is
So
not touch.
You can stick with your own field decision.
Just to be
They've
clear,
awarded
Bashir
it.
Trainini and Eric Gozar are happy. I'm very happy that Owen Lane was not offside. And they're content with the grounding and the pushing that
I
happened
don't
thereafter.
agree with that.
Joe Marler was only a
I'm
penalty.
checking in the background.
I mean, look, the
This is definitely
Round.
try.
it's at the same
No clear
time.
picture of an offside. He's on the same line of the kicker. Okay, he is pushed by a green player, so no infringement.
Try is good.
And Trey is okay.
That's a big call.
No, not definitely.
That's a big call.
Cardiff will take that all day long.
How am I so far behind on the clock?
The offside line, I suspect, but in the context of the game, in the context of the...
That's a very big... Wait, hang on. Yeah, 15 minutes.
Maybe that is natural justice.
You have a little bit of luck. The Joe Marler
That's a
wasn't looked
big
at.
call.
Now on the flip side,
Who do I think is the best rugby
Lane
player
gets
at the
away with
moment?
try, but it was a great finish regardless whether it was onside or offside.
DuPont.
How well did he
Yeah,
do to get
DuPont
the
without
ball
a doubt.
down in play?
I think there's a very a decent sized high performance
Wide from
section.
Evans. Cardiff in front though. That was their bonus point try, and you have to say a brilliant finish from Lane, who's been brilliant all night.
It's an interesting game.
Love the kick from Amos. Love the tenacity from Lane just to continue. And then
Oh, what a finish though.
rugby geography just to get it into the corner. We said before the match.
I think probably that
Cardiff
top
slim chances of making it to
top,
the last 16. However,
echelon
if
of
they
players
were
would be.
to, they needed to win tonight.
I mean, Bowden Barrett's still going to be there.
Two for the night for Owen Lane.
Obviously DuPont, probably
His
Intermac,
prolific season of
Maro
scoring against
Toje.
Liverpool last week. Really putting his imprint
I
on
would
Europe
probably
tonight.
put Lucanio Am there.
Build on that confidence, Cardiff.
Smith.
Halaholo goes to ground.
Um,
Done such a good job of shutting out Quins, and now beginning to
maybe
express
Corabetti and
themselves.
Cardiff are doing. This is a brilliant attack from Cardiff from deep. Quins are all at Quins are in trouble here the way they're playing. They're all the way back and they're offside. There's a penalty advantage to Cardiff. Oh, Cardiff are rocking them at the moment. Halaholo does well, feeds off in the back, and Cardiff are over again. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, Cardiff are playing well. See, this is what I mean. Harlequins score a try at the beginning of the half, and then they just go to sleep. My worst, I mean, worst, that's way harder than choosing the best. I mean, are you narrowing that down to certain teams, or is, I mean, it's pointless just saying worst because I don't know all the rugby players. I know all the best players. Like, do you mean of top tier nations? Like, tell me a team you want me to, and that I should say, okay, the worst player from that team. So, like for South Africa at the moment, I'd say it's Willie Leroux, hands down. Quins are in trouble here.
So both replacement props on the
And a
score sheet.
converted.
And the conversion through the post.
Yeah, they do need Esterhazy. He shores up that midfield.
Points to 19. Bonus point tucked away. Tabai Matson, the man scratching his head on 57 minutes. Plenty of time to fix this, of course, from Quins.
Quins need like one hell of a Hail Mary. I think my worst rugby player of all time that somehow played for South Africa, Earl Rose. Gotta fucking love him. Gotta love that guy. Quins kick off. Cardiff are playing in their 22. Balls come out of their 22. They're playing it. They are wanting to run from everywhere. Forward pass. The man, the myth, the legend, Earl Rose. Right, okay, one in each team. Willie Leroux, South Africa. New Zealand is a very difficult one.
There's so much space out wide for him. They're cutting Quins in those wide channels. Both centres are doing, both centres last week.
I'd say Havili has not had a great season. I wouldn't put it down to him being a bad player. I'd say he just gets moved around too much. For Australia,
There is going to be an onslaught of about 10 minutes from Harlequins now. It's how Cardiff can deal with that defensively.
not sure about Australia. I wanted to go to Edinburgh versus Breve next week, but I can't. I've got work. Quinn's looking to attack here. They're in Cardiff 22. They are moving forwards. Smith needs to pull some huge magic to fix this game. But Quinn's does do it. England's worst player at the moment. Ooh, that one's an interesting one. Cardiff is defending well. Out the back to Marla. Yep, to Marla. Kerr, Smith. Smith behind to Northmore. Oh, and it's a penalty to Quins. England's worst player. Oof. At the moment, I don't know. The thing is, England have such depth that I don't think they have a worse player at the moment.
Allowed Harlequins away back in.
I'm not sure. England, I'm not sure.
The last few minutes or two, you feel they will never have.
Yeah, there's numbers there in the attack for Quins as well, but they're just a little bit unorganised.
Yeah, it's actually a very that's a much harder question to answer. Much harder.
Because it's a little bit off.
That's why I went way too far ahead. Dolly, no, he is. He's not playing badly.
Up goes Lamb, and Kerr wants it. Kerr has it. Wrestling his way forwards.
Danny Kerr scores. Sorry, I'm just trying to change the clock. There we go. So Danny Kerr goes over. England don't have many weak areas. Dolly, I wouldn't say is playing badly. I think he's been decent.
This isn't perfect once again. They're trying to peel around the front. It's slightly laboured, but Kerr showing that physicality from Tomas Williams. He'll be disappointed with that.
That is not an easy question to answer.
And strike back as soon as they conceded one.
I don't know. For Wales, I'm not sure. For Scotland, I would. Scotland's an interesting one as well.
7 points to cruise, and Quins creeping ever.
Quins are getting back into the game.
3 points to 26. Let's bring in Nick Evans, who's the attack coach with Harlequins. Nick, fair to say your side haven't been absolutely on song tonight.
One converted try and it's level again. This game has been a very interesting one.
We haven't been able to add time to their ruck speed, and when you're given that kind of speed,
Meritage are not playing good.
And
I think
the
the issue with Itoje is it's not how he plays, it's the ref against that's reffing when he plays, because he doesn't change. But some refs hate what he does and ping him just constantly, but he won't change it. And some refs let him get away with it. But when he is on song, he's the best lock in the world. So yeah, I think he's an interesting one. But definitely, I mean, he's not going to lose his place. Oh, Cardiff chip over the top. Ray Lilo unlucky to gather on the run. Williams off the back. Cardiff swinging it down the line. Oh, chop tackle on replacement prop's legs.
Thanks so much for your time, Nick. Cardiff building another attack. There was an absolutely
Cardiff swinging the ball left to right, but going backwards. They're looking for some space.
A moment or two ago, Cardiff though still in possession, trying to work their way.
Yeah, they're still losing ground.
Williams.
Oh, and so they go to the boot. Williams digs it deep into the Harlequins half. Harlequins try to take it quickly, but they touched it when it was kicked, so they can't.
After a very good defensive set from Harlequins.
Well, he's a quality 9, isn't he? Perhaps unlucky to have missed out on the Lions tour.
Really, really tough. I mean, the competition was excellent. Speaking about these tackles, this is Joe Marner, perfect chop tackle.
Yes, that I would not deny at all. Owen Farrell, but then he's not in the England team. Oh, he is. Yeah, so yeah, Owen Farrell, 100%. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I think it's weird because he's playing very well for Saracens. But yeah, he's been awful for England for a bit. So Cardiff set the maul off the back of that line out. It was their line out because Harlequins player touched it when it was kicked, and there's now a penalty advantage to Cardiff. If they're clever, they'll go for poles here. For lifting a leg. Is what's his name? The Sharks player who became the lock who captains Harlequins sometimes. Oh, what's his name? He's really good. I really like him. He was so good for the Sharks. I just can't remember his name.
7 points the difference at the moment. Jared Evans goes for touch.
I agree with that.
Anyone get me hints? I know. I can picture him too. He played for Sharks for quite a while. As soon as you say it, I'm going to be really annoyed with myself. Oh, I tell you what, Cardiff have got another maul set. Gone to the front, got them all set, and they are. And they had to break off. Smith takes a good hit on Myhill. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Smith. Don't know who that was. Don Brandt has turned the ball over with his first movement back in the game. Still can't. Oh, I watched that game at uni in South Africa at Rhodes at uni. What a game it was! Oh my god. Cardiff got an overlap. That looked for. Oh, Danny Kerr almost gets the intercept. It's going to be one hectic end to this game. Do I think SA deserve number 1 in the world? No, I don't. Number 2, yes. But New Zealand are just still too good. Consistency-wise. South Africa are too inconsistent to deserve number 1.
You've got to have a line. And it's got to be pacey when you come off the line. You can't have dog legs. Too much of that from the Quins.
They have the potential, but I think they're getting there. I think South Africa is getting in their own way by not giving new players enough time, keeping players out of form playing. I think it's just it's going to eventually just collapse.
But it's so much harder to be in the right position and get the right line speed.
Do you think do I think team catch up to New Zealand? Teams catch, yeah. Did SA deserve to have won the British and Irish Lions tour? Yes. Well, it was more one of the British and Irish Lions deserved to lose because they just Gatland deserved to lose because he's a moron. Cardiff have a free kick. They've taken it quickly, and they are playing with speed. They're almost up to Harlequins 22. Oh, they're running hard lines. I wouldn't want to be hitting these guys. Oh, Williams tries a break at the side. Smith catches him, and then there's a turnover. I think with the way Gatland played his tactics, the players he chose to fit those tactics completely screwed the Lions. The fact that Reece Zammit never got a look in, the fact that you know, Finn Russell only got, you know, he didn't get a start, and just, you know, considering what he did in that second. Oh no, I think he started the last test, but the fact that he didn't start all 3 tests was pretty stupid, because we were never going to win by playing fucking what's his name, Bigger. It was not going to happen. Yeah, just very poor from Gatlin, to be honest. Also, the reffing was shocking on for both teams. Awful refereeing. I think he should have started all the games. Carter, Hugh. Oh, it's Hugh Jones. Okay, I didn't realize Hugh Jones was the 23. Quins are in Cardiff's half, and they are on attack. Marchant kind of had to just check and just go into the line. Care recycled. Walker out to. Oh no, he's off his feet now. And there's a penalty advantage to Harlequins. Out the back to Smith. Smith to Liner to Green. They're up to the 10-meter line, but they're coming back for the penalty. I'd take the points here. No, actually no, because then they still have to get 4 points now. Go for touch.
They've been cut a couple of times to the inside ball. Just players either over chasing or not being able to get across.
I mean, look, it's a new look Cardiff side, with all their players back.
Well, this is where Smith really has to go for it, doesn't he?
And we're into the final 10 minutes. I need to actually catch up on the clock. There we go. We're into the final 10 minutes of the half. But also, yeah, Cardiff have just been very hit and miss.
Decent building block. Been accustomed to the late show from Quins in recent weeks.
We're taking bets now on a bit of Marcus Smith magic on the 79th minute. Wouldn't surprise you, would it?
Get relatively short odds given the recent history, I suspect.
I
wonder if Quins will win this game. I mean, I'm really impressed with how Cardiff have played.
I bet you I can get you betting by the end of the day.
Change in the back row.
Goes to the front, set the maul, and it's moving forwards. It's still moving forwards. Care's marshalling the troops. It's twisted.
Cardiff have come all the way round. Is the ball still with Quins? It is. It's still with Walker.
Quins are still moving forwards.
In goes Domachowski. He might get his hands on the ball, but they've smuggled it away from him.
Advantage to Quins. It's going to go down. It's going to be a penalty. Could be another card here. No, I think it'll just be a warning.
Two infringement at the mall. Okay, one is dynamic. We have one player lifting the leg. Exactly the same thing that the advisor on the side, and then side entry. Okay, so please be more disciplined. Okay, take it.
I didn't watch the game, but if it's Curry Cup, I'll literally only watch the Sharks, and then I don't really often do that, just because I don't have DSTV and I'm in the UK. I sometimes watch it. But the Sharks in recent years, especially in that level, have been depressingly bad. So I just kind of don't anymore. I probably will if there's nothing else, if there are no other games to watch. Because I miss when the Curry Cup used to be like a fiercely hectic competition. And I used to love going to it, especially at, what's it called? Mr. Bryston's Park. Quins have got a good maul set here. Danny Care's going to have to use it. And he does. He's been caught, but he's all right. Quins have kept the ball. Marla makes a meter. They're on the 5-meter line now. Quins have to score here. 8 minutes left.
They've shown it in flashes. Archie White, the next carrier. Real urgency amongst the defensive.
It's going to be a lot of forward rumbles, although they might loosen it up now. Oh, it has gone to Smith. Smith steps back inside. He stepped again. He's broken 3 tackles. They're 4 meters out. Care. Out the back to Jones. Jones has been tackled. Another penalty advantage to Quins. This could be a card if it blows. And they give the penalty, and it will be a card.
You can't really argue with that either. Another man to the bin. It's Kirby Myhill who's going to have to do the walk.
I might watch some more Curry Cup games now that I'm doing this, because I miss watching South African rugby. But you'll see I'll do most of the Sharks games in the URC, because Sharks are my team, even though they are horrendously inconsistent.
So
Wales are no, they won't.
Which is going to mean swapping
They will
one
not
Myhill
win.
for another.
Not only do Wales have like a barrier against South Africa, they're also going to be rocked by massive injuries and COVID and shit. Hey, like the 5th choice hooker is getting onto the field, replacing his brother, I think.
59 points have been scored with one team's been down to 14. There was 7 minutes to go. Harlequins chasing that last 16.
Immediate threat is the scrum, isn't there? So they're going to have to take it back off.
Yeah, it's Owen Lane, I think, who's
Yeah,
once again.
you wouldn't be too happy, would you?
So like, what more do I have to do?
Yeah, score tries.
Oh no, they're just shoring up the scrum. This is interesting.
So here's Torrin Myhill, and there's Owen Lane,
Time is on, number 2.
26-year-old brother of Kirby, as we mentioned before, brought in as a reinforcement.
Yeah, it's
from
awful.
Carmarthen Quins. Liam Belcher, Yeston Harris,
It's really
Adam
awful.
Daniel, Christian Dacey, all missing. And this is going to be a thorough test, isn't it? Domachowski, Torrin Myhill, and Dylan Lewis.
Quins have to score here.
By Marler and Co.
Okay,
That's a huge moment.
play.
Probably not ideally where you want to come on. Scrum 5 meters out, 7 points in it. 7 minutes to go.
Oh.
This is a huge moment, isn't it?
This is going to be an interesting one to review.
7 points to
I mean,
difference.
it could change a lot considering on the score.
In their back division now.
If Quins score and then the game is not just a draw, but we'll see. So they kept it in the scrum so far. It's under Dombrandt's feet. It's a penalty advantage, and it'll be potentially another card.
From the scrum, that is now
Penalty Quins.
It's important that Harlequins manage this period. They've got to score. They need 2 scores. There's only 6 minutes. You can go through the process and the delivery of that scrum, but it's also taking time away from them, which is so valuable at this point.
Oh, I'm way ahead of the clock
for the
here.
time being while Josh Turnbull is attended to, but that is now 18 penalties that have gone against Cardiff.
9 bleu de ne pas aller s'appuyer sur la mêlée sur le 3 carrés.
There could be a yellow card coming here.
Put themselves up against it here, Quins. 3 tries in 4 minutes in this second period from Dylan Lewis, from Owen Lane, from Corey Domachowski. Made their life very, very difficult.
De rentrer entre le 3e lien et le 3e ligne.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm actually surprised France isn't better, but also not at the same time, considering they love just handing wins to Australia,
But this is a big
like
start.
last year. They found a way to lose a game they were winning. They actually found a way to lose. And I was just like, dude, are you serious? So Quins will set another scrum. I imagine they'll push for another penalty. Although the scrum is stable at the moment, or it's given out now.
It's going to be reset, and that eats more time from the clock.
And it's going to be reset. This is bad for Quins.
Massive amount of pressure. The penalty scrums leading up to it.
On that side,
Just wondered.
both of you are going up. So stay low. Stay low.
Dealing with the ref is pretty patient.
Cal, C-A-L.
Expectation is to get that penalty try, push over.
Not Kyle, Cal.
Just don't
I'll put it in.
think he's going to give it this moment. So you either give yourself
Yeah,
a clap
that's my name.
and work one of your angles, give yourself a good scrum, and trust the backs to be able to do the job, because it's probably going to take more than 5 minutes to get what I think they're searching for.
7 points gives them a draw. Remember, there have been 2 draws already in the 9 meetings to this point between these two. Cardiff leading the head-to-head by 5 wins to 2.
Time
All of
off.
this at the moment is
This is really bad for Quins.
heaven for Cardiff, frankly. Anything that just lets that clock tick away.
Yeah, I reckon probably 2 more scrum penalties before.
And nothing
Maybe.
is clear, okay? You're not bringing me clear pictures. So I will slow down the call in order to ensure that everything is clear. All right? I want this scrum to be like this.
But if they want to get the ball wide, if they want to use that 8-9 axis, they've got a numerical advantage. You know, Cardiff down the winger.
Man, with a draw, it might do.
6 feet.
The longer this takes, the more likely that becomes. Which, I mean, is better than a loss for Quins. So.
Early on this left-hand side, what he's doing there, he's just keeping Thomas Williams with eyes on him. Jared Evans has to move to the right as well.
The simplest way to get this.
Danny Kerr should pick this up. Well, John Brandt should pick this off the back, and Danny can just pop to Danny Kerr.
The impression from the set piece, but they're not being given too much of an inch.
There we go. It's out. Danny Kerr's got it to Smith. Smith steps back inside. Smith goes over, and he's scored. And you just can't stop Smith scoring. You can't stop him doing anything. He's ridiculous. Which means they're gonna get the 2 points. It's gonna either be a draw or Quins will do something to win it.
Elsewhere, he's got eyes on that back line where there's an advantage. He's trying to drift across. Little hitch kick, steps inside the 2 centres. Just enough
Oh,
to go over.
he just got that to the line.
Well, it's entirely in keeping with A, his scriptwriter, and B, what we've been seeing over the course of the last couple of seasons here. And the conversion draws.
And we are level with 3.5 minutes to go.
He was determined to take it by the scruff of the neck there.
That pressure moment when your team needs you. Jared Evans, who's coming off the pitch, Reece Prieston coming on. I think Jared Evans played well today.
He has, but Reece Prieston's coming on just in case it comes down to a penalty kick.
Halftime score
Like
was
Reece Prieston has got high
14-12.
Goes back to that decision making.
I think it was 14-12.
The game's easily played in hindsight, isn't
Yeah.
it?
This restart really.
Oh, taken in. The restart's taken in by Tyrone Green really well, but Halaholo's got him. He's holding him up. And then he's got to ground and he's about to roll away.
3 minutes to play. A drop goal would do it. A penalty would do it.
Quins have got a long way to go. That's the issue. Danny Kerr setting a box kick.
Quins needing territory.
Launches it long. Quins chasing up in the line.
The kick downfield where
Hallam Amos has got it. Good tackle there by Liner.
Opened the scoring tonight.
So now they've got the good territory.
5 tries.
Yeah, a draw would be way better for Quins than Cardiff. Not that Quins. Oh,
Kick pass.
oh,
Touch is found.
that had stayed in. So Ray Lilo's moved to the wing.
Give the ball back. Line-out's been a big weapon for Harlequins.
Has to be a kick to challenge you, but
Of course it has to be. What I say, I mean, it's the game's easy from up here when you're not playing it. But you've been brought onto the pitch for one reason.
2
That's to control,
minutes
get in
left.
control.
I see this being a draw.
Coming off at Harlequins.
Yeah, I
2
see this
minutes.
ending in
We
a
know
draw.
what they're like in moments like this.
Into the final 2 minutes. Can they once again
I think you're slightly ahead.
find that composure to finish the job late on?
Oh, he's isolated.
Sam Riley.
Not clever. Yeah, Yanri, you're slightly ahead.
Thomas Williams taking his time to get to his feet.
Oh, this is a big kick.
So it's not clear on my side.
The influence of Boyd.
If they go for the poles.
brilliant at the jack.
No, do not do this now. Oh, This is a bad time for it to the stream to go. Don't want to do it anymore.
Oui, je l'ai dit.
Very
Accent
good.
sur la technique.
And just breaking off. Tackle technique as well, isn't it? To get players straight down as well. Exactly that. Hurt themselves doing it.
Although if they do go for a kick, I think there actually will still be time. Yeah, I'm just because I'm doing a stream.
Well,
It's because I'm watching a
less than
stream.
90 seconds. Priestland's going for the corner.
Oh,
Looking for that.
bloody hell!
And how far is that assistant referee going to run? He's going to run. He's keeping going.
It is a tough kick, that. No angle whatsoever. It's the right type of kick to use. A banana kick just bends it out, tries to get a little bit further. But now you've got two experienced heads on.
Ooh,
Lloyd Williams.
less than a minute to go,
Thomas Williams,
and of course I didn't
Priestland
start
for
it.
Evans. Cardiff in possession, just outside the 22. Final minute of play.
Cardiff have gone. They've got it.
Made an immediate impact with that turnover, and he's making good ground here as well. Lloyd Williams picks.
They're still outside the 22. They could go for a drop goal here. I don't know. Will they set for one?
Piled on by the home team.
Ooh.
Triangle at the forefront.
Cardiff, what are you doing?
Keeping it tight.
Are you gonna beat them?
He rumbles upwards.
Oh, and it's a spot tackle. Cardiff have knocked it on. Quins have got it back. Do not kick it away. And they do kick it away. That was stupid. Why kick that?
Smith decided against it, and Priestland with a little dart feeds Adams. And if they can pin Cardiff here and win the penalty, anything is possible.
And Quins get the penalty.
A jackal each way, but is that the killer blow?
Oh dear.
Dino Lamb burying his head down deep and coming up trumps.
Ambition about execution is totally meaningless. And some of the decision making from Cardiff in the last couple of minutes has been poor. Running out at this point, you wondered why Hugh Jones was kicking the ball away. And Josh Adams, one of the most experienced players, finds himself isolated. But he'll be looking around as to why some of his Cardiff teammates have stood there watching him being isolated.
Where on the field?
He's gutted.
Oh, on the 22, you know, not a hard kick. So I'm pretty sure Smith will knock this over.
What a read by Dombran as well for the turnover. And the hit on Willis Halaholo. Just picked him out. That's where the turnover came.
I mean, I haven't seen it happen. He's lining up the kick now, but apparently he got it.
Possession away, but he forced Josh Adams to run back inside. There's no real energy. You're right. There's no real desire to get to that ruck.
Well, Harlequins have been patchy tonight. Really patchy. But they've come up with some important plays, some important scores at important moments.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he got this.
It rests with Marcus Smith to land that final blow.
And he gets it.
Just born for the big stage. Marcus Smith for the second week running snatches victory for Quins. All 5 points bagged away at Cardiff. They will be in the round of 16 in the Heineken Champions Cup. 3 from 3.
There we go.
And the English champions.
Oh, and there's a bit of argy-bargy at the end of the game.
Final score here, Cardiff 33.
Woo!
36.
What a game. That was something, wasn't it? What an end. Oof. Right. Well, the review will be out soon-ish, either tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna smash out a quick review now and get some sleep. I'm shattered. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. I plan to get into bed now and maybe watch an episode of Friends until the end, until I go to sleep. But those of you who have been here the whole time and those of you who joined for a little bit, thanks a lot for joining. You certainly it was nice chatting to you, and it certainly made it feel a lot quicker than it was, and less tense, I suppose. No, it was very tense. It was a very tense game. But yeah, great. It was a great game, and actually, it was an all right game. But good. I'm glad that Quinn's got the win. I think of all the teams with the kind of chance of winning this year, I want them to win. Just because I love Marcus Smith. See you guys probably next weekend. I think the South African teams are back playing. And see you then. And watch out for the review. Cheers, guys.